Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of Sex Education. This is Season 3, Episode 3. What happened last time? Last time we got school uniforms. Well, I guess we're getting them this episode, but last episode ended with the head lady being like, hey, self-expression sucks. You're all gonna be robots now. So presumably that is going to cause issues amongst the student body, and I'm very excited to see how that comes about. So before we jump into this reaction, if you end up enjoying it, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. I am also a couple episodes ahead over on Patreon for this show specifically, so if you're interested in getting ahead, definitely check that out. But other than that, let's jump into Season 3, Episode 3 of Sex Education. Peas and sausage. Oh, you're the weird people.
Why don't we skip pudding, eh?
You guys are so weird. Oh, on the table? Come on now. You're shaking your entire trailer? Okay. Oh, it's gonna kill the cat. It's gonna kill the cat. It's gonna kill the cat. No. No, 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 no.
Oh, Jonathan!
You might be alright.
Oh my god. Bro, why did we have to kill the cat? That sucks. Everyone has very different reactions to the uniform. Big O, you gotta learn how to tie a tie, buddy. Somebody took your record without asking.
Hi! Ola, is this my Titanic record?
Yeah, it's great.
Well, the thing is, some of my records are actually quite rare.
Yeah. I'll ask you next time.
Okay, this is scratch. This is scratch!
No.
Ola, this is a limited edition!
Oh my gosh, calm down.
And why would he calm down? It's a limited edition vinyl.
Will you excuse me just 1 minute?
Yo, guys, she's trying to do her job right now.
Mum, she's taken the Titanic without asking!
And I'm sure you can both work it out like the responsible young adults that you apparently are. Quietly.
Get out.
Get out, you took his stuff.
Can everyone please keep it quiet while I'm working?
Why are you like this, Amy?
My vagina doesn't look like this. One of my lip bits is longer than the other.
That's very common.
Do you feel comfortable telling me a little bit about why you're here?
Last term, I was sexually assaulted.
Yes, you were.
I don't like the way my body feels. I don't like looking at it. And I don't like my boyfriend touching it anymore. I got on the bus. And there was this man. I just want to be the old me again.
Well, you may never be the old you, Amy.
Yeah.
As human beings, we are constantly changing and developing. And by processing this trauma,
Poor girl.
you may gain clarity on the event itself.
Little Gordy, you're interrupting.
Hey,
Yo, Ola, you kind of being a bitch this morning. Yeah, things are going swimmingly
Just want
so
them
far.
to get along.
I know. They will.
Yo, they'll get along a lot better if Ola just, like, doesn't touch his stuff without asking. I feel like she was 1,000% in the wrong there. Damn, Cynthia. Even after you killed your cat.
Just went to get some milk.
Didn't ask.
It's like 7 a.m., guys.
Where'd it go? It was here, I swear.
Were you hallucinating?
Maybe someone did it as a hoax.
That's crazy.
I've also been researching how we can make the campus more green by using solar panels and tree planting. I want to set up an environmental student
That school
here on
can't
campus.
afford solar panels.
Hey, Jackson.
Fuck.
Falling on my feet now?
What just happened?
Everything got really fuzzy for a second.
Did you forget to eat breakfast this morning?
Breakfast is my favorite food.
Okay, but is breakfast a food or a meal?
All of the above?
Hi, sorry. You're in the wrong uniform.
What exactly is wrong about it?
It's the boys' uniform and it's way too big for you.
I think it's a comfortable fit.
I'm following new guidelines.
I think you can let this one slide.
Sorry, I can't. Look, unlike you, I'm taking the role of pet girl seriously.
Yeah, but
You can be so cutthroat sometimes, babe.
how do you approach a non-binary student and demand them to like fit into the uniform? It's very weird.
OT!
My man, you spilled all over your tie.
I burned everything you ever gave me in a small and controlled fire, so... Okay.
Okay, you weird kid.
Thank you. Thank you. You have confiture on your tie.
Yeah, you spilled a lot on your tie, dude.
You look nice, babe.
Yo,
Is
Steve?
everything okay? Feel like we barely see each other at the minute.
Don't you all look smart?
It sounds sarcastic. Piano Kid is always in.
I think it's Latin.
Well, what does it mean?
Not for oneself, but for all.
Okay. Pop off, son. You know Latin. That's what's up. If the keyboard kid can't express himself via outfits, he will express himself via the music.
Come on in. Please sit down.
No thanks. There's only 2 chairs. Like, what do you want them to do?
Cal, you can go and put these on.
I'm not wearing a skirt.
Fine. You don't want to wear a skirt, that's up to you. I'm a feminist. I understand. But you will wear a uniform that fits you.
Well, I
I
actually...
think I'm being more than fair.
You're not, actually.
Ola, only school badges allowed, I'm afraid.
It's my LGBTQIA plus badge. It's important to me.
Of course it is. But I hope that your values aren't so fragile that a little badge is all that supports them. Remove it.
Yo, you suck. This lady's the worst.
Thank you. Hope we'll see you now.
I hope she gets hit by a bus.
Maeve's changed the locks.
Yeah, I can see that.
So why are you trying to get in?
I mean, it looks just like her, doesn't it? How have you done that?
With his mouth.
Well, you're very talented. You've even captured her angry eyebrows.
What do you think of the whole...
Actually, Otis, I need to talk to
What
you.
are you doing here, cockweiser?
Don't call her that, please.
Your girlfriend's charming.
Wow. Stand up for her.
I don't understand why you're suddenly pretending that you cared about being head boy in the first place when you didn't. This is an amazing opportunity for me.
It isn't about if he cared that much, it's you stole it.
What's going on here?
Isaac, tell Maeve I need to get my passport from the caravan and tell her I'm having my picture done because you said I had a nice face.
I think she heard you.
Mum, why don't you come get your passport once you're done here?
Isaac, tell Maeve I'll come get my passport once I'm done here.
Have you got that?
Yeah.
Yo, just speak to your daughter.
Nails, hair, hips, heels, ass, fat, lips, real. You, me, you, wish, new phone, who, this, pussy, puss, give 'em cunt, bitch. My club is my runway, run, bitch. Y'all 5, 4, 3, 2s, I'm a one, bitch. Girl, what did that girl just say, girl? Girl, I don't dance, I work.
Okay.
You're not scared of heights, are you?
But being up high should not be a place he goes when he's passing out.
Your dad has very good taste.
Those were my mum's, actually. She loved everything with peonies.
Oh. That's fun. Are you now realizing what it feels like for someone to touch things that aren't theirs?
Did you get pregnant on purpose to trap my dad?
No, of course not.
You really hurt him last time. He didn't get out of bed for weeks.
I really care for your dad.
Then why did you hurt him before?
Ola, have you used my razor? It's
Complicated.
blunt, covered in hair.
Yo.
Yeah, I couldn't find mine, sorry.
Ola. What the fuck?
It's okay, he's going to have a real half-sibling soon, so maybe he'll be less of an asshole to them.
Yeah, maybe you should stop touching stuff
Have a go.
that isn't yours. Like,
Tampons?
this seems like such an easy thing.
Right.
Like, straight up, Ola's a bitch. I legitimately don't like her at all now.
What's with your accent? My family moved here from Minneapolis 2 years ago.
Minnesota!
You want some?
Minnesota! Soda all day. All day.
Although you don't sound like you're from Minnesota, sorry. Cal is my new favorite character in the show.
Oh, you good?
I'm good.
I don't know if this is safe.
So why did you go all woozy today?
Like he knows the answer to that.
It's anxiety.
Yeah, oh, is it? Okay, never mind then.
I was thinking if I don't swim anymore, and I'm not head boy, and you might have heard I'm not very good at acting, then just who the hell am I?
Incredible at acting.
So what's Minneapolis like?
It's the
Whoa, that
best.
feels really weird coming out of my mouth. Minneapolis.
Soda all day, baby. Soda
I
all
think
day.
you're just getting really high.
But also,
It is,
talk about
yeah.
Minneapolis. Tell him about it. Oh, it's the greatest city in the world.
high in Minneapolis, baby. Woo!
You goddamn right. Minnesota representation, baby.
How long have you been diabetic?
I'm not diabetic.
You can't eat sugar.
Gluten, Adam, not glucose.
How long have you been diabetic?
Wow, Circle Truther 3250 thinks it's possible that aliens made the crop circle disappear. I thought I was just imagining it, but I think the 8th is definitely still going to happen.
What's the 8th?
Basically, all these
Yeah, what's
stars are
that
going to
mean?
align, which will allow one alien mothership to make it to Earth.
Lily, you might be crazy.
Definitely a geranium.
Yeah.
My man just does not know how to eat food In a good way.
Well, my mum's having a baby with Ola's dad, which is kind of weird because we used to date and now we're kind of like actual siblings.
Yeah.
Maybe don't tell people that.
Yeah. Don't tell
How'd you
people
feel about
most of the things you're saying.
New family, baby and stuff.
It's a big adjustment.
Yeah, I think Ola's finding it hard too. After her mum died and her sister's gone off to university, it's just been
Oh,
her
yeah,
and her
he's
dad.
friends with
So
Ola.
maybe you can help each other out. Did I say the wrong thing?
No, you said the right thing.
Holy shit.
What?
Kim Kardashian is having another surrogate baby.
Oh my god.
Don't you think it's weird how the last surrogate was never in the show? I watched the Kardashians with my mum.
Well, well, well.
An enigma. Bob Dylan. Love Bob Dylan. Everyone's sipping on their drink. God, she's so hot. Oh, come on now. She doesn't want to break her nails, maybe. Oh, almost. Almost got them all. This is a fun date.
What do you think about Thor?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
As what?
A
The name.
If it's a boy.
Thor is awesome. What about, or Ragnar?
Thor?
Thor.
That's the name of the superhero with the pumped up muscles. It's a bit silly, isn't it?
Was my father's name.
Ooh. How about middle name?
How come you never invite me to your house?
I don't never invite you.
You do, in fact, never invite him. What's going on?
My house is shit. Okay? People assume I live in a big, fancy house, but I don't. Okay, so I don't invite people over.
Ever? Not even Olivia and Anwar?
Especially not them.
Mum!
Adam, you're home. And this is Eric, Adam's...
Friend.
Hi.
Ooh. That is gonna be a moment that's remembered.
Dad?
I'm stuck.
Dad? What are you doing?
I dropped the biscuit.
My balance is fucked, Rubes.
My
help.
You know it is.
Sorry, mate.
Where's Mum?
Can't waste a hobnob.
Yeah, can't waste the hobnob.
Do I finally get to meet the famous Otis?
Otis, my
Famous.
dad, Roland. Dad, Otis.
He's famous.
Stay for a bit. Let's hang.
No, Dad. Please don't say hang.
Don't worry, I'll
Let's
put
hang.
on my dressing gown. How about that?
That sounds great.
That'll be my
Who's here
weed
now?
dealer.
Okay.
I was just doing what I thought was right. I didn't want Elsie to get hurt like Sean and I did. Because you have an illness. What? You do! I'm sorry. And I know it's not your fault, and I know you're
It's true.
trying, but you haven't beaten it yet. And you might not for a really long time. That doesn't mean I won't always love you. Because I'll always love you, Mum. Even if you hate me.
But the priority is
Tell
that
Isaac
little
I'll
girl.
be back in a couple of days for my painting.
Do you want a puff, Rubes?
No, Dad. Who's going to help you when you fall out of bed again?
Otis?
I'm fine.
You are such an irresponsible parent.
Life's a bitch. It gets us all in the end.
Dad, don't say that.
He's right.
She's such a good girl. So kind to me and her mum. Which is why it's nice to see her happy since she's been dating you. Always going on about you. Otis this and Otis that.
Oh my God, Dad, shut up.
What? It's normal. I used to be like that about your mum when we first met.
Yeah, I used to be like that about Cynthia too.
Wow. I low-key really like them together now.
Do you want to stay over?
Thank you, but I should get home.
Yeah, she was definitely talking to you, man.
Sorry about your cat.
Thanks, yeah, it was a great cat.
A change in libido is a common side effect of grief. For some people, it's a coping strategy.
Hey, you're kind of like an old man in a kid's body.
He's been told.
Mum said you've painted me.
It looks just like you, but also nothing like
It's
you.
nothing like me.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting her to stay.
I didn't do anything.
I mean, you distracted her.
You'll always be in my life. But if you ever lie to me again, I will cut your ballsack off. Okay?
Noted.
Okay. Back in her good graces.
What took you so
Fucking
long?
hell.
Lover boy.
Cynthia, stop! I can't keep having sex with you. I'm really tired.
Time to grieve,
I think we
Cynthia.
need to talk about Jonathan.
It's too painful.
I know, Sid. I know.
Poor Cynthia.
Did you know Adam watches the Kardashians?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
He talked about you.
Hey, I am sorry about earlier. I'm an only child. I'm not very good at sharing my space. But I am working on it.
So, you and Ruby are getting pretty serious then.
They're super cute. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think they're real cute.
Hey.
God, my dad was so embarrassing tonight. I'm so sorry about that.
It's fine. It's fine. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is kind of great, isn't he? Anyway, thanks for helping me out. You're the best.
Married.
I love you.
Oh.
Don't say
That's
oh.
nice.
God damn it, Otis.
Good night, then.
My dude. Even if you don't mean it, just say it. You just ripped her heart in half. God. Okay. Things were going so well. Oh, I was so stoked on this episode, honestly. Like, it's so complicated because I have been ride or die for Otis and Maeve through the first 2 seasons. And, like, I'm still, like, on board the Otis and Maeve train, right? And I still think that they're probably going to end up together in the end of the series. Like, by the time the show is done, they'll be together. And weirdly, I don't want it to happen anymore because this episode, like, made me, like, fully on board Otis and Ruby. Like, I don't know, just seeing her, seeing, like, the cracks, like, the chinks in her armor, just like slowly crumble away due to Otis's like, not like relentless positivity, but like his relentless like earnestness, if that makes sense. Like he like their interactions are so heartfelt and so nice to see, and like like through most of these 3 episodes you've seen like her in her public setting, right, like at school or on these dates, and you see these tiny little moments of her like even though she's like pretending to be annoyed, she's like actually like really enjoying being with him, and that's cute, and you're like, wow, I actually kind of like these two together. And then they hit you with this episode where she brings him home, and you get to listen to her dad talk about how she's always talking about him, how she's like head over heels, how she's finally happy, like just how Otis as an individual and their relationship is like shifting her whole dynamic of like who she is as a person, and she's loving it. And then freaking she calls him and tells him she loves him, and the facial expression, oh my god. Oh, like she's like simultaneously so excited to tell him this, but like so scared at the same time. Like this might be the first time she's ever actually like told anyone that she loves them and means it. And freaking goddamn Otis is still hung up on Maeve and can't bring himself to say I love you back. And that just rocked her. Like you just see, you like in real time, you just see this girl's heart rip in half, and like all of her worst fears come to fruition in a millisecond. And it's just like, oh my god, Otis, like just lie. Like that is one thing. I don't know, like I feel like maybe, am I a bad person or what? Like if I was in a relationship and the girl I'm dating tells me she loves me, and say at that point, say I'm either like, if I'm just like not ready, like I don't feel it yet, but like it eventually it'll be coming, right? Like if I'm confident that it'll be coming and I'm not quite there yet. Or even if I am like kind of confident that I'm not gonna feel that way, I don't know, I would lie. Like I would just straight up say, yeah, I love you too. Like I would just say it, even if I didn't mean it. Like I'm not gonna be the one that like, I'm not gonna initiate that. Like if I don't mean that, like if I don't love someone, I'm not gonna just like uninitiated say I love you. Like I'm not just gonna toss that out there willy-nilly. But if they say it first, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what? Otis, you dummy. Like you're just screwing yourself over, because you know, if you say it and you're lying, then like you're in the clear for like if you do actually end up falling in love with that person, and then you can say you can start saying I love you and mean it from that point forward. Or like you can lie, and then if things go south and they question why you said it but didn't mean it, you can be like, honestly, I don't know, you could say I was scared, you could say I didn't know how to respond, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Like you could say anything, but just don't say, oh, that's nice, and then hang up. Like what the frick is wrong with you, dude? Like that's one thing that just pisses me off about Otis's character sometimes, is he has the most fantastical ability to shoot himself in the foot. Like, my man's. Anytime something is remotely going right for him, he's just like, how can I make this worse for myself? Like, it's just, you rapscallion. And so, like, I'm so mad. Like, I'm legit mad because I'm, like, fully on board Otis and Ruby together. And I feel like I witnessed, like, the culmination of their relationship and then the start of its downfall all in one episode. And I'm furious because I'm like 95% sure that Otis and Maeve are going to end up together in the end. And before this episode, I probably would have been fully on board with it. Like, I would have been all in if Otis and Maeve ended up together before this episode, because I truly think they're just like, I mean, they're OTP. They've been set up to be together. Like, it's been telegraphed since episode 1 that, like, they're in love with each other. But when you introduce just the absolute gem that is Ruby, and you kind of similar to Adam, where you start them from this place of, like, complete unlikability, and then just slowly over the course of time just watch them, like, the walls that they've built up just chip away, and you see them start to become, like, a less horrible person, and then they become okay, and then they become kind of endearing, and then they're like, all their walls are completely down, and you see the, like, vulnerability and the joy in their character, and you just really start to root for it and love it. And then they hit you with Otis saying, "Oh, that's nice." Like, oh my god, just the fury in my bones right now. Oh my god. I need to, like, settle down because I'm gonna get heated. I don't know, man. Like, at this point, I think my number one pairing has been usurped. Like, I think at this point I'm on the Otis and Ruby train. Number 2, Otis and Maeve. And number 3, Maeve and nobody. Like, if Maeve does not end up with Otis, I don't want her to end up with anybody in this show, because Isaac, I don't know, just, like, I just can't bring myself to, like, forgive that dude for what he did, because I don't know, it's just like, not only did he rob her of, like, potential happiness and manipulated her and just, like, sowed malcontent in her life, he also robbed me of a great storyline. So I hate him, right? Like, I don't know, it's tough, like, when you, I don't know, there's certain things characters can do where I'll forgive them. I'll, like, where I can see their motivation, and, like, if it's a good motivation, I can sympathize or I can empathize with it, and I can come around to forgiving them. Him, I don't know, when he did it, it just felt so selfish. Like, I was already against him, like, being, like, them being together. Like, they can be friends, sure, but I was already against him and disliking him, and then just, like, his motivations for doing what he did were, he didn't have, like, a good reason to do it. Like, it was pure selfishness. I don't know. So, like, weirdly, I just can't forgive him for that. Like, at least in terms of, like, them being together. Like, if he wants to be a cool guy, just, like, that exists in the story, and is friends with these people, sure. But I don't want him with Maeve. I either want Maeve with Otis, or Maeve to be, like, a single, like, cat lady. Like Cynthia. That's tough. Maeve made progress with her mom, though, which is good. And Cynthia and Roland, was that his name, Roland? Or was Roland Ruby's dad? Jeffrey. is the one with Cynthia. They kind of like had a moment at the end where she finally lets herself feel after she killed her cat by boning. Just rough stuff. Otis and Ola made progress in their like newfound sibling relationship, which I guess is okay. Like, he has come around to being like, yeah, you can borrow my stuff. But for the first like 90% of this episode, I was just like, honestly, screw Ola. like, has she never ever interacted with another person before? Like, she was like, came across as just so entitled and bratty through the first 75% of this episode, right? Like, first things first, she takes Otis's record without asking. And when he confronts her about it, and he's like, hey, this is limited edition, please don't do that, she like brushes it off, and she's like, whatever, like, okay, sure, what, like, I'll ask next time. She probably wasn't planning on asking next time. But he's straight up just being like, first of all, this is my stuff. Like, don't go in my room and just like take my things without asking. Like, that's just not a thing that you do. Like, you don't do that to people, right? And then two, like, it's a expensive limited edition vinyl. Like, it's a heightened sense of don't touch this. And she just like gets real defensive about it and is acting like he's in the wrong for being upset about that. And it's like, what, like, how is that possibly like wrong for him to be upset about that? Like, it's so stupid. I was so annoyed. And then freaking later in the episode, she uses his razor to shave her armpits without asking him, right? Like, she may well have cleaned the toilet with his toothbrush for all I care. Like, that's a whole nother thing of like personal hygiene. Like, she used his stuff for her personal hygiene. It's just like, yo, like, Ola. And then when he confronts her about that again, she is just like completely dismissive and defensive and is like, why do you care? Like, why are you you're overreacting? It's like, bro, like, I would, like, I want to punch something. Like, it's just making me so mad. And it's just like, then she's like, tampons? Like, she's like, just has such an attitude and is so shitty. And, I mean, you learn a little bit later that, you know, this is a not a fun experience for her, right? Because she had a mom, and she kind of sees Jean as like barging in on her territory a little bit, same as Otis felt last season with Jakob barging in. And where last season Ola was the one that was like, yo, Otis, you need to chill. This time she's the one that's not chilling, and it's just so frustrating. Like her seeing Jean like with the cups, and like you can tell in her head she's mad about that. Like, she's like, why the fuck is this lady touching my mom's cups? And it's like, yo, Ola, oh my god, like, are you thinking about how much it sucks when people touch things that aren't theirs without permission? Like, oh, like, self-reflection time. And it's just, it made me so mad. And then she's asking her questions like, did you get pregnant on purpose to trap my dad? And it's like, oh my god, Ola. Like, she legit made me so angry for the first like 80% of this episode. And I still think her behavior was really sucky. And I don't really enjoy her as a person. Otis is a bigger man than I am. He is a better person than I, because he was like, hey, I'm sorry, you can borrow my stuff. And she seemed to respond positively to that, but like, I would not have been that kind to her. I would have shut down. I would have, you know, all opportunity to be like fun siblings out the window. As soon as she, you know, not only doesn't respect personal space, but then when confronted about it, responds super negatively, I would have been like, oh, cool. Like, any sort of, possible relationship here is over. But yeah, between her and Otis and Jacobin Jean, there's just a whole lot of like growing pains going on in that household. Speaking of growing pains, Eric and Adam, they had the super fun time on the date. Like Adam opened up and made friends, and it was awesome. And then he just wasn't ready to tell his mom that he's like got a boyfriend and stuff. And that seems like it's sowing some discontent because like Eric was reading that Maya Angelou book later in the episode, and he doesn't want him to go to Nigeria, and it's just like a whole thing. And I'm concerned that like that is gonna lead to discontent. Like I feel like we saw the end of like the beginning of the end of multiple relationships that I enjoy in this episode, and I'm not super stoked about it. Like I'm legit mad that I can visualize where it's going, and it's making me upset. But one thing that I was not upset about in this episode, and honestly quite thrilled, was Cal. Learning that Cal is from goddamn Minneapolis, baby. Twin Cities all day. All day. Like, this Homer Hanky hat, you see that? 1 second, I'm gonna get some more Minnesota stuff. What's up? Let's get this bad boy. Get this bad boy. This bad boy. And this bad boy. Yeah. Alright. Minnesota Twins hat. Freaking, this is a good one. This is also a Twins hat, technically. It's the Homer Hanky from when they set the home run record, single season home record. This is a hat for the Beauty League, which is a not an amateur league, but it's like a league where professional hockey players and college players and stuff play in like a fun tournament outside of the season. It's super fun. The winners get the John Scott Cup, and it's incredible. This bad boy is Minnesota hat, Nintendo themed. Love this hat. And then this is just another Minnesota Twins hat. Freaking great, like classic. Just a grand old time. Let's see what else we got from Minnesota. This bad boy is a Homer Hanky. This Homer Hanky that I'm about to show you is goated. They gave these out at the Twins game against the Blue Jays when the Twins broke their like 20-year-long streak of winning a playoff series. That was pretty sick nasty. I was super excited to be in the stands for that. And so I know this is like not important to 99.9% of you, but like I am ride or die, like so in love with Minnesota that the fact that like a cool character, Cal, who I empathize with and enjoy quite a bit so far, to know that they are from Minnesota is exhilarating. Like I wanted them to spend so much more time talking about Minnesota. Like this is like when I was watching Succession and I found out that Tom Wambsgans is from the Twin Cities, I was like, hell yeah, my favorite character immediately. Like I will fully back every single decision they make. Like it doesn't matter how awful of an individual they become. Like I am on their team no matter what. Like if you're from Minnesota, I'm basically in love with you. Just I forgot a hat. I forgot Minnesota Wild hat. What other fun Minnesota facts do you guys want to hear? Minnesota is home to some awesome companies. Best Buy, where I work, is a Minnesota company. Target is a Minnesota company. General Mills, Minnesota company. Land O'Lakes, Minnesota company. Like, Minnesota's goated with the sauce. Like, I don't think you guys understand how awesome we are. Like, it's clutch, honestly. We're so cool. If you guys get the chance, you should come to Minnesota. Like, oh man, if you're a YouTuber and you're watching this video, which is like, chances are slim to none. just so minuscule. But if you're a YouTuber watching this video, come to Minnesota, please, and visit me. Like, let's hang out. Because I want to show you the greatness that is my home state, and you will fall in love, and then you will move here, and we'll be besties, and it'll be fantastic. You know, because that happens to people who are almost 30, is they just become best friends with random internet strangers, and I'm manifesting it. So at this point, this has gone fully off the rails. What else? What did I want to talk about? Oh, Amy. Amy learned that her vagina is normal. That's fun. And she also made a tiny bit of progress through therapy with Jean. And she was able to hold Steve's hand, which is like clutch. We love that. Hopefully we can see some continued growth as we move forward. But I think those are all the main storylines that I wanted to cover. I enjoyed this episode quite a bit, for like 98% of it, and then the last little bit, Otis just being a Dumbo, has rocked my brain. And I'm so tired, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm gonna end. I can't speak. I'm going to stop myself there. Those are all of my thoughts on this episode. Some of my thoughts on Minnesota, and that is the extent of which I will speak currently. So let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. I want to know all your opinions on this episode. Don't spoil things, obviously. But I want to know all your thoughts on this episode, and then I want to know all of your thoughts on Minnesota. If you have a question about Minnesota, put it down in the comments, and I will do my best to answer it for you. It could be any question you want about Minnesota, like why are we so great, or some fun trivia questions. I don't know. I want to talk about Minnesota. Like, let's just talk about Minnesota in the comments. Like, just fill this with Minnesota stuff. If you're from Minnesota and you're reached this point, comment what city you're from, and let's hang out. Yes, all your thoughts down there. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel. If you're new here, or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. Again, I am also a couple episodes ahead on this show over on Patreon, specifically for this show. You know, don't expect that for like every other show. Right now it's just this one. I think I'm on episode 4 or 5, I think, right now. I'm not 100% sure by the time this gets posted on YouTube, but I am ahead on Patreon. So if you are interested in seeing ahead already, you know, pop over there. The middle tier is where you get that. So super fun time. We have a grand old time over there. But yeah, that would be awesome. Your support would mean the world. Other than that, that is finally, completely all I have to say. I'm real serious about it this time. So, all the things I said before, reiterated. I'm saying it again without saying it. Thank you for watching. And I will catch you guys next time.